And the next group of boxers coming in, this is Richarno Colin from Mauritius. He's 21 years of age. Lost his first bout at the World Championships last year in Chicago. Myke Carvalho of Brazil is 24 years of age. This is his second Olympic Games. He competed at lightweight in the 2004 Olympics, placed 17th. 17th at the World Championships last year. He started campaigning at light welterweight in 2005. Did win a bronze at the Pan American Games in 2005. So Carvalho makes his way into the ring. He'll be squaring off against Richarno Colin from Mauritius. Where is that, you ask? It's located in the Indian Ocean, 500 miles east of Madagascar. The entire island is made of volcano, surrounded by a coral reef. Settled by the Dutch in 1638. The French took it over in 1721, and it was ruled by Great Britain from 1810 to 1968. Population 1.2 million. But Richarno Colin has made it through that population to the Olympics.
I feel like I'm sitting next to Alec Trebek.
You know,
a round of Jeopardy. I get so much more.
Did you know where Mauritius was?
No, I didn't. I get so much more than just boxing here. I get educated in so many dimensions. Right now, the education for Colin is going to be how well can he deal with the long arms of the Brazilian fighter, Carvalho.
Carvalho started boxing at the age of 12. Colin, though, has jumped out to a 2-1 lead.
Going in, I would give the edge to Carvalho. A little bit more experience, and again, the style, those long arms. Now, very distinct style with the Brazilian fighters. You see a lot of the teams, a lot of the countries in the Olympics, all the fighters usually embrace a similar style, and it's the same with the Brazilians. They have long arms, they keep their hands down low, they try to stay on the outside, and it's very difficult with their hands down to be able to establish a line of range with them. It's very hard to see where their punches start and where they end. And quite often you're going to see Colin walk into a no man's zone, into a danger zone where he's inside in a certain position of danger, in a punching position, but he doesn't realize that Carvalho's range extends there.
Referee is Enrico Appa of Italy.
Just watch Carvalho, Bob, when he keeps those hands down. Now, right now, it's very hard for Colin to figure out, well, how long does his jab go out? If his hands are down like that, he doesn't get an idea of what the extent of reach is. And I think before this fight's over, you're going to see Carvalho start to give Colin problems on the outside.
Well, Colin did rip off a nice counter right hand. And he has a 6-5 lead after the first round. So Richarno Colin and Myke Carvalho done with one round. Myke Carvalho of Brazil, 24 years of age, trailing 6-5 after one round.
And right there you see the wide punching of Colin, and you see the aggression of Colin. The earmuffs go on by Carvalho. Colin takes advantage and he bangs downstairs.
So Richarno Colin of Mauritius with a 6-5 lead as we start the second round.
Again, before this is over, you're going to see Carvalho, I believe, give a lot of problems to Colin on the outside with his reach. Just watch right here. It's very hard to tell what the extension of the punching zone is for Carvalho because their hands are low. Gets a little bit of a caution there, both fighters.
So what should Colin in the blue do?
Actually, what he shouldn't do is stand in front. Don't just stand out at the end of those punches. You'll find out how long they are when you start eating them by standing out there. Either change your distance by stepping away. If you're not working, don't let him work. step out a little bit or do what he's doing. Get inside the zone and don't give him a chance to use that reach. And that's exactly what Colin's doing. He's being aggressive.
Colin landed a left, just missed with a counter right. He has a 2-point lead over Carvalho.
Now just imagine if you're in there with Carvalho. Warning for talking to the corner by the referee. If you're in there with Carvalho right now, he's got his hands down. You have no idea of where those hands can extend to, how long the danger zone is, where the reach begins and ends.
The shoelace of Richarno Colin has come untied, so they will stop the clock and get the equipment squared back up. Should Colin, we saw him try to throw a jab, it was very short. Does he need to double and triple his jab?
That's a good question. When you're fighting somebody who's tall and who's long, to be able to close the gap, you need more than one jab. What dictates how many jabs you need is exactly that. How tall your opponent is, how far away your opponent is. If he's close, one jab does the trick. If he's far away, 2, 3 jabs get you there.
Colin kind of just reaching, coming in.
But not paying a price because Carvalho going back with his feet, not set to punch.
There's a point for Carvalho, his first of the round.
On the inside a moment ago, Colin, safe place to be. You can pretty much bargain on that, Bob, because Carvalho has no room on the inside to get off those long arms.
End of round number 2, Richarno Colin with an 8-6 lead with 2 rounds to go. Richarno Colin from Mauritius with the lead after 2 rounds.
And again, you see Colin's way of dealing with those long arms. Here's a good example right there. He gets inside close. He doesn't allow Carvalho the room to extend his hands.
So round number 3 begins in this junior welterweight division, 141 pounds. The max. Javier Molina of the United States competes in this division this evening.
You know what Carvalho, with his long arms and his great reach, does not do a good job of, Bob? He doesn't charge Colin any kind of price for real estate. I mean, Colin is shorter. He has to do what he's doing. He has to step. He has to eat up real estate to be effective, to get close to Carvalho. Carvalho should be charging him for real estate. Charging him 3, 4 punches like that. Every foot that he tries to gain, there's a price on it. 2 punches, 3 punches. And Carvalho does not do a consistent job of charging for that real estate. Right here is a good example. Carvalho's set. Now he should be set to punch. And when Collins comes in, all he has to do is time him. Catch him on the way in. And he does a great job right there of doing just that.
Didn't get a point, though. You saw Collins' head snap right back.
There's a good counter left hook.
And he got a point for that one.
And again, right now what Carvalho's doing, and doing maybe at the right time here, being behind 3 points in the next to last round, he's punching as Collins comes in.
Well, Colin threw a nice uppercut that got through and scored. Counter right scores and his lead is 4.
Yeah, you know why? Because Carvalho's being aggressive. He does not need to be aggressive with the shorter man. He should stay out on the outside, allow the shorter man to take all the gambles, and time him on the way in. It's a law of physics. Colin has to take chances to get close. He has to move forward. Carvalho can hit him before he gets into that position if he uses his height.
Richarno Colin through the 3 rounds with a 13-8 lead. One more round to decide it. Richarno Colin of Mauritius with the lead, Teddy, through 3.
And you see how he's gotten that lead. Right there, he does a little countering as the taller Carvalho gives up his height. He gets caught on the way in there with a good left hook that time, and then gets pushed to the ground. And they're scoring as Colin with a good right uppercut, splitting the guard of Carvalho.
Well, he has a 5-point lead as we start the 4th and final round. The scores are posted in the building, so he knows where he stands, and he's standing right in the fray from Carvalho.
This has been a good fight. A nice, solid matchup, contrasting styles, and good action. And there's a little intrigue here. I'm interested here because I still think Carvalho's coming back. I felt that way from the beginning. I'm going to stay with it.
What should Colin be doing? He's got a 3-point lead.
He should be staying on the outside, forcing the taller Carvalho to come in, be aggressive, give up his height, and then, of course, pot shot him as he does so. Right now, Carvalho being behind with 1:20 left. Bob, he's being forced to do something that you wouldn't want a tall guy to do. Walk in.
Carvalho got a point, although it looked like Colin had landed a nice combination.
That's the frustrating thing once again about this Olympic scoring. So often we see somebody land a punch, they don't get it, and even more frustrating, the other fighter gets it.
Carvalho digs to the body.
I wish these judges would practice their video game skills and get those fingers moving if I'm going to be right about the comeback here of Carvalho.
Colin doing a good job here of sort of tying up Carvalho when they get in close. Rips a left hand, does Colin, and he gets a point.
Well, give Colin credit. He did not stand at the end of the punches of Carvalho. He got inside him in many spots like he is right now, where it was very hard for Carvalho to get off those long arms. And then other times he just invited Carvalho in, took his height away, did some good scoring.
Yeah, and for Colin, a guy with limited experience against a guy who was an Olympian in Athens, pretty good performance here.
Very good performance. And see, that's the thing about the Olympics. You get one under your belt, you might be a big underdog, but you gain a little confidence, and then anything could happen.
So Myke Carvalho, who made it to the 2nd round in the Athens games, gets eliminated here in the 1st round on points. 15-11, the win for Richarno Colin, 24-year-old. Now, the 21-year-old, excuse me, from Mauritius. He did a very good job dealing with the height disadvantage and did the right things in the fight. So Richarno Colin with a nice tidy performance and a 15-11 victory here in the preliminary round of the light welterweight division. More boxing to come from Beijing after this timeout.